Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in the market or to just learn from the market. But first, let me give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. If you could please like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that, because we learn and we grow together. With that being said, y'all, let's get started. So we are looking at Tesla, and let's keep in mind, y'all, the market has been very interesting, and the great thing about it is you can make money in either direction. Let's say that, right? So we just ride the wave, and in my opinion, this is definitely one of those scalpers market because you don't know how the market is going to go. That's why it's so important that we learn the charts and trade what you see. We don't predict the market, we react to what we're seeing, right? So that's important in my opinion. But okay, so we are now looking at Tesla. Tesla closed at 260, 267. As you can see here, this is, let's say, pre-market. This is our gathering spot here. It's pre-market. The 253.84 is a support range for us. We've been in this area for a while. So trouble places to the upside, 255.28. Again, here at 256, breaking that level, we have a few layers of resistance, 257.19. If we should break that level, 258.09. And if we should break that, the 50 EMA as of now is at that 259.81 area. If by chance we break that level, we could possibly have trouble again at this 260.30, which is the ATR trailing stop. What's interesting is, I have two layers of resistance marked right here at that 259.81 and that 260.70, and that ATR trailing stop again is in between that. So it will be interesting to see us back in this area for Tesla. Again, anything is possible, nothing is guaranteed. So those are areas, beyond the 260.70, I would definitely watch around the 261.84 and breaking that 262.70. And if we should break that, 263.60. Now, I look at support and resistance on a much smaller scale because when I'm in the trade, I kind of want to know where my trouble places could be, possibly. Could be, right? So back to the downside for Tesla. If by chance we break under 253.84, we could very well find support 250.215. If we should break that area, 251.07, and breaking that 249.65. There's a few layers at that 249 area. So under 249, I have 248.35. It would not surprise me to see us back at the 247 range for Tesla. So if by chance you are trading Tesla, I did that wrong. If by chance you're trading Tesla, we could very well come back down to this, this 240, let's say 246.55. So it would not surprise me to see us back at that place again. Tesla normally exceeds its ATR, and the way that it's been trading has been interesting. So I say if you trade Tesla today, trade carefully. Okay, so we're now looking at the SPY. We closed at 575.92, and yes, it is a lot of lines on my SPY chart because SPY and Tesla are one of the two that I could possibly go in and trade and know, this is kind of like the area that I could possibly have trouble because I chart them a lot. So let me say that is my disclaimer for that. So looking at the SPY again, we closed at 575.92. It looks as if we have a support area, let's say here at this 569.21. That is a support place. If we should break that level, 560.03, breaking that brings us back to where these candles are here, around the 560.61, again, not far from the level that I have marked at 568.69. The ATR trailing stop as of now is at that 568.58, so we definitely need to watch that, in my opinion. If we should break that, 568.45 or 46, and if we should break that, 568.16. Breaking that 568.16 brings us back to the 567.72. Now, if we break that 567.72, SPY can very well come back to 567.19 and find support. Breaking that level, 566.56 or 566.50, 56. It wouldn't surprise me to see us back at that level, considering we're at that 5 EMA now, and it looks like we're trying to get rejected there. So let's look back to the upside for the SPY now. If by chance we break back, let's say above this level of 570, the high of this candle here was 570.23. If we break above 570, we could possibly have trouble 570.35, breaking that level, 570.65, 571.05, 571.45, and there's a few layers of support we can see here. And if we should break that, 571.69 could be a trouble place if we break that level. which is not far at the 571.88 and the 572.12. Now, breaking that 572.12, we could very well come back to the 572.82. So if you're trading the SPY today, these are areas to the upside and to the downside. And you know, y'all, I say it all the time. In the market, anything is possible. Nothing is guaranteed. Make sure you mark your levels. And once it goes against your why, get out. Get out. So we are now looking at Nvda. We closed at 112.69. Y'all see the support area here is around the 109.87. We've been at this place before, so that 109.87 was a support, and right now that 20 EMA around the 110.80 is our resistance, which is not far right here from this level of 110.93. So 110.93, 110.80, really close. That is a resistance area for us. If by chance we break that, we could possibly have trouble. 111.36. If we break that 111.36 for Nvda, 112 could be a resistance area. Breaking that, 112.63 or 112.65 could be a trouble place for us. And if we should break that 113.54, breaking that 113.74, and if we break that level, guess what? That 200 EMA is around the 114.30. We could very well break that level, so I would watch that, and it's not far from that 114.50 level that I have marked here. So if you're trading Nvda today, those are areas to the upside. Now back to the downside. If by chance we break under this level 109.87, we have the ATR trailing stop right here at 109.08, right kind of like where the body of this candle is. That's why it's important to mark those places, y'all, in my opinion, not financial advice. Now, continuing, if we should decline, let's say that, under this ATR trailing stop at 109.08, we could very well find support here, 108.52, and if we break that level, 107.64, 107.84, let's say that. If we break that level, we have 107.56, breaking that, 106.24. Under 106.24, I have 105.08. So if you're trading Nvda today, those are places to the upside. And to the downside, again, not financial advice, right? So we're now looking at AMD. This is we closed at $100.31. As you can see, this is our gathering spot. It's like my eye immediately goes to this area here. So why? Because guess what? We've been at this place before, right? Here, and now back here. So as of now, the area of $98.66 is our support resistance around the $99.27. That is the zone that we're trading in. And look, our moving averages, it looks like they want to fall into that place, right? We're under the 5, trying to get back to the upside. So where are the trouble places, right? $99.27, $99.51, $99.52. If we should break that level around $99.75, breaking that brings us back to $99.97. That is our 200 EMA as of now on this 30-minute chart. And if we should break that $100.14, breaking that level brings us back to $100.45. And if we should break that $100.45, we have $100.86 for AMD as of now. Now let's look back to the downside, because y'all, the market is going to be interesting, right? To the downside, under 98.66, we can come back to the ATR trailing stop at $98.11. Breaking that brings us back to $97.69. And if we should break that level, we have $96.81, and under that, 96.39 could very well be a support place. Again, I look at support and resistance on a smaller scale, because when I'm in the trade, I kind of want to know where I could possibly have trouble. I say that a lot, y'all. So that's why I break it down on a smaller scale. Again, we're looking at Meta 625.66 is where we close. Y'all see how we bounced off of this ATR trailing stop. I'm going to see if I can mark these levels here, because that is where our price has gathered. And if you can see it, y'all, it's right where the body of this candle is. That's why it's so important that I mark those areas. So now, as of now, support is around 614.55. Resistance for us is around the 617.29. We have trouble here at the 618.30 as of now, which is the 20 EMA. Trouble again at 621.40, which is our 50 EMA. That could be a trouble place for us. Now, If we should break that 621.40 area, guess what? We can come all the way back to the 626.18. And if we should break that, it puts us back in this zone here. So 626.18 could be a trouble place, and the 630.17. If we should break that, guess what? We can come back to the 632.19, and breaking that 636.09 could be a trouble place for us. So breaking the 636.09 for Meta, we could very well come back to 642.74. Now, back to the downside, let's say under this level of 614.55, we could very well come back to 612.48. If we should break that level, 608.06 could be a support place, and the 605.93 not far away. Now, if we should break that, we can come back to this 601.47, which is around the body of these candles here, 601.57. Let's mark that. If we should break that level for Meta, we can come back to that $600.61. And if we should break that, 596.85 could be a support place for us. If we break that 596.85, you see we have a few layers of support around that 594.29 all the way down. Let's say 594.29. I have 592.98, 591.86, 590.81, and 590.21. So that 590.81, 590.21 area. So if we should break, y'all, anything is possible if you're trading Meta today. These are areas to the upside and to the downside. Y'all know I say it so often, y'all. Trade the market is interesting, so I say trade carefully today. And we know that Bitcoin is down today, so that should be interesting. I'm going to look at it just to see where we are. Yeah, we Bitcoin is finding a zone here. So at this 82.305 is what I have right now. We're in that zone, and I support resistance at the 83.121. So we could very well break through those levels and come back and retest the ATR trail and stop, get rejected here, and come back. Either or, the market is going to be interesting today. So y'all, these are some of the things that I see when I look at the market. There's so many different ways to trade the market, and what's challenging sometimes is trying to find the way that works best for you. I hope that these videos are very, very helpful for you. I hope that everyone have an amazing day today, a very productive day today. If you could please like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that, because we learn and we grow together, y'all. We learn and we grow together. So until next time, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.